If you're super excited about Grand Theft Auto 6 and you can't wait to see all of the real cars we're going to be driving, I've got you covered here because this is fresh from the trailer. Every single real car I've got for you right now. Now, some of these cars have got super realistic, as you can see on the screen. I think some of them are essentially the same as having a licensed version of the car in the game. I wonder if some of them aren't going to be licensed, but I'm going to give you all the information here. So starting off with the blue car in the foreground, that clearly from the back is a Porsche 911. It's just obvious. Now in the game, if you play Grand Theft Auto Online, you'll know that they call it the Comet, but that is just got even more realistic, and I want to see what the front looks like. The car in front of it, this is the Cheetah. If you remember playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City back in the day, you remember the Cheetah is based on a Ferrari. You can even see the badge kind of looks like a prancing horse. That's super close. On the left-hand side, we have the unmistakable lines of a Lamborghini, that green car coming the other way. They call that the Ignis in Grand Theft Auto, but that is now looking super close to Lamborghini. Look, I've seen concept cars so similar to that in Gran Turismo. Now you can see the orange car going in the middle of the road. That is so clearly a Dodge Challenger. In the game, they call it a Hellfire, but that is just so realistic to the real thing. Let me go back again because I want to show you the blue car. You can see here, that is so clearly a Corvette C8. It's so clearly a Chevrolet Corvette C8. I've been around so many of those cars. I don't know how they're going to get away with that. That blue one, to me, is as clear as day. And now we've got some really cool aerial shots. I can't make out which cars these are exactly, so let me know in the comments if you know, if you're an expert. I'm going to go to a different scene here. Or really, it's the same scene to us. And I wonder if that is a R34 Skyline. You can see there with the door open in kind of a grey colour. Let me know what you think about that. I'm getting a Skyline vibe from that one. And we've also got these two cars in the middle of the scene as well. One of them drifting around. I can't make it out, but let me know. Right, now we come onto the police cars. It's very interesting. Some great footage here. I mean, this is as clear as day a Ford Crown Victoria police car. I mean, to me, it's basically identical. So I don't even know if it's licensed or not, but that's what you're going to be driving there. And you can see coming up behind, what we appear to have is a Ford Explorer police car as well. So the big boy. And again, I mean, I can't imagine Ford are going to license these out, but they are just so close to the real thing. I'll show you here as it comes up alongside. And I've got some super exciting footage here that's really crisp and clear. So let's get straight to that actually. So this is by far the clearest footage you have. On the right hand side, that is a Chrysler 300C that I've driven in America. Drove that all around Las Vegas, so I know that car very well. I mean, that looks identical. It was a real pain to drive as well. I don't really like it that much. And you can see ahead, I mean, there's so many cars. If you're into cars, you're just going to recognize all of these. So I don't know whether they're going to end up having to take a license for these cars because they're just so realistic. I mean, you can look at the car ahead and it's just like being on the roads in the USA, a Cadillac Escalade, but it looks like it has a sort of Ford-esque badge to it. So mixing and matching there. And you can see on the right hand side, we're going to get a great glimpse of some cars on the inside and what looks to be a sort of Range Rover. Green Range Rover, and then is that a Dodge Challenger again coming by on the left hand side. So there's so many cars here inspired by real life, and I hope in the comments, by the way, we're going to get like every single car. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see me do even more of this analysis. And by the way, if the car density is going to be like this, it's going to be a really fun place to hang out. You can see now that car ahead looks like almost like a Range or a Bentley or Rolls-Royce SUV. I'm not quite sure exactly. And then we come to this scene going down the highway in Vice City. And you can see the car on the left. I don't think that's a real car, because I think to me that is the one that is based loosely on the Honda NSX. Or the Honda NSX doesn't have rear lights that go all the way like that on the bottom. That's sort of like a, oh my goodness, Dodge Charger sort of S thing where it goes all the way top and bottom. But you can see here as this pickup truck is going to move out the way, we've got another sports car ahead. But there's a car that I'm about to show you that is just so distinctive that when you see it, if you know anything about cars, you will immediately recognize it. And I don't understand how there's any way they could include this without a license, but I don't know. But I'm going to show you here. So if you get this right, then you really do know your car. So you ready? Let's do it. And there we go. Can you see the unmistakable silhouette of a Porsche 911? That is so clearly a Porsche 911 that to me must be a licensed car. We can also see, is that again, not sure what police car that is, but recognisable police car in the white. In fact, we've got two different police sort of precincts here, and at the top that must be an old school Banshee. If I remember my Grand Theft Auto Vice City, you can see the one with the white stripe, that's the Banshee right at the top. So that is a car back then that was clearly a sort of fake car. But when you compare that to the 911, I mean, that is so clearly a Porsche 911. So if you want to drive an old school 911 on the streets of Vice City in Grand Theft Auto 6, you're going to be able to do it because it's in the game. Now, coming up over here, and hopefully our American friends in the comments will be able to identify this pickup truck. Is that an F-150? I don't know. And I think that's, again, the 300C, isn't it, ahead of us here. So you can see just how super realistic these cars... I mean, these cars look as realistic as the ones you get in Gran Turismo or Forza that are fully licensed. So can't see what the car is on the left-hand side. But these are some of the closest up we've got to the cars in this... trailer here. So I'm just going to show you a little bit longer. Look at the detail in the rear lights you can see on the right hand side, and also in the green car as well, to super detail. Now we're going to pin out here to some different shots. Let's have a look at these. What do we have here? Well, this is very interesting. So I think that's the G-Wagon, isn't it, on the back there, the black car by the telegraph pole. But this muscle car, now I'm not a super expert on muscle cars, but they do come to Gran Turismo a lot. I do end up driving them. The front of it for me is not super recognizable, but as this car swings round, the rear of this car again is so recognizable that if you know your cars, I'm hoping we're all going to say the same thing. But I'm going to let the footage play here so you can see the detail of the car coming round, this 60s era muscle car. So we don't know what the badge is on the front. If you want to be sliding around in your muscle cars in GTA 6, you're going to be able to do that. You see we've got a couple of SUVs, pickup trucks in the background as well. But here we come, and I have a look at the tyre deformation and stuff here, seeing we're going to see some sidewall flex in the tyres. Is it going to be a sim racing game? We will see, but have a look here as the car swings around, and we're going to get a great look at what are surely, unmistakably, and unquestionably, and I'm having to... Here we go. Ford Mustang rear lights. Surely Ford Mustang rear lights. I mean, have a good look at that. I don't know how that can be anything else other than like a 60s Ford Mustang. So is that, are they getting to the stage now where they're licensing cars because the game is just big enough and therefore it's worth it? It's a great view there. And I wanted to show you this view as well because it's another view of the cars in the game. It's one of the best shots that we have. So if you see anything here, let me know. Let me know in the comments any cars that you've seen that I've missed or got wrong. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see me do more of this content. I really appreciate it. And if you like looking at cars in games, I've got a great video here that you're really going to enjoy. Right, I'll see you next time.